So here are the 3 steps to higher self-esteem. First and foremost, practice sacred self-care. If you don't know what sacred self-care is the system that I created for women to take better care of themselves. And it was recently trademarked. That means it's mine and I own it because I created it, right? And so sacred self-care is about taking deep care of yourself, not just manis and petties and spa dates and brunches. That's cool too, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about doing that deep work, that shadow work, that healing work, going into those places, feeling those feelings and emotions, but doing it with intention. Doing it with some principles that are grounded. Thank you, love, Sheena. I appreciate that so much. That took like almost 2 years, I want to say. Child, and a couple thousands of dollars. But yes, it is trademarked and I own it and it's mine now. And so sacred self-care is about you creating a daily routine of connecting with yourself, acknowledging self, honoring self, and nourishing self. So that's step number 1. To having higher self-esteem, to raising your self-esteem so that you feel better about yourself. It is to create a sacred self-care plan. That's where you are taking care of yourself consistently. You have a daily routine, something you do every morning, something you do every afternoon, something you do for 20 minutes a day that is about connecting with yourself, acknowledging yourself, honoring yourself, and nourishing yourself. Okay? We got that? Step number 2 in the 3 steps to raising your self-esteem and having higher self-esteem. And I say this maybe on every live, maybe every piece of advice includes this caveat in it. Heal your trauma. You want to feel better about yourself? Heal your trauma, because your trauma has created emotional triggers that tell you how to feel in a given situation. Something happens now. It reminds you of the traumatic experiences you had in the past. And because you are carrying that unhealed trauma now, it triggers an emotional response that is not healthy. It triggers an emotional response that makes you go back to that traumatic experience in the past, and you begin to feel like you are that person in that experience again. And so when you don't heal your trauma, you carry that baggage with you. You carry the insecurity. You carry the inadequacy. You carry the feelings of lack. You carry the emotional overwhelm. You carry the anger. You carry all of that with you. And so if you want to begin to feel better about yourself, heal your trauma. This is what I teach women to do every single day. This is what women who work with me learn to do, to heal your trauma. And there are different healing modalities and different healing mechanisms. Not everything works for everyone. And so you are able to learn about the different ways that you can opt into personal healing. Okay? And then the third and final step of raising your self-esteem and feeling better about yourself is to become an asset. And what does that mean? That means that you begin to gain more so that you are of more value to others, of more value to yourself, of more value to your family, of more value to your job. Just in a way where you begin to gain a skill set, you begin to gain more knowledge, you begin to gain more awareness so that your sole place of self-worth is not just coming from your appearance.